Most men have no idea that their wives are faking their orgasms on a regular basis. And that's not even the worst part. Now, I wrote myself some notes before this show, just to make sure that I'm, speaking the truth statistically and everything else like that. And we're gonna dive into this because I guarantee you men's egos won't allow them to believe that their woman fakes it. I'm like, oh no, not my woman.
Right.
But we're gonna talk about some telltale signs here today that you really can fake it. And that's when we're gonna look to you. Tell us what a man does. Well, first let's get to that. So anyway, I learned something recently that blew my mind. This is my notes, folks. Studies show that over 70% of women in long-term relationships have faked their orgasms and continue faking their orgasms on a regular basis. Before I continue with my opening statement here, I just want to tell you that's a fucking crime. If I'm involved with a woman and I have to finish myself 70% of the time, I'm out of there. Fuck that.
Absolutely.
And on top of that, she smells and sweaty and she blows her load and rolls over. Get the fuck out of here. I'm out of here. Anyway, enough of that stuff. Okay, so anyway, long term, they say that the 70% have faked it and continue faking it on a regular basis. And they do it just because out of obligation, chore, or whatever the case may be. Like they feel like they should do it for their man rather than they want to do it. In other words, most women don't really enjoy sex. But anyway, here's what nobody talks about. When a woman stops faking it and when she stops performing for you altogether, that's usually when she's already getting it somewhere else. The performance ends because she no longer cares if you notice. And that, I have to believe that statement. I got this from the research that I've done over the past few days because we've done a podcast and this got enormous popular, as feedback.
Right.
So yeah, it's a real problem out there. So, and then when a woman, from what this is telling us, she'll keep up the chore and she'll keep up the obligation and the responsibility, all because she wants to keep her husband happy and her family and everything else nice and calm. But it has nothing to do with her satisfaction.
Correct.
So that to me, I don't know. Let's see. First of all, tell me from a woman's point of view, have you ever been in a relationship? First of all, we're married, folks, so I'm hoping that this isn't going to come to bite me in the ass right now. So I'm going to ask her, have you ever faked one with me?
Never.
But then again, would she really tell me the truth?
No, never. Okay. I will tell you the truth.
What do you think, ladies? Do you think she's telling me the truth right now?
Absolutely.
Go ahead. Answer it again. Okay.
Yeah.
Look right into your camera and tell the audience.
I have never faked an orgasm with you.
Okay. Are you
never.
Sure?
100%.
Okay. All right. So now go ahead.
Because I am old enough to be able to say this to you now, and our communication and our relationship, it's okay to accept these things. Other relationships are not because he never asks. So if he never asked, means he doesn't care.
He doesn't give a shit, right?
Exactly. So if he doesn't care, and you've seen this in movies, and it happens all the time in every movie that you see. The woman is looking at the ceiling, quiet, just counting the minutes to see what time is he going to be over. And the only thing he needs to hear is, from her.
And
he feels, oh my God, she came. She came by me touching her because I've done nothing to her, right?
Yeah.
They did nothing to her.
Have you ever faked an orgasm with other partners?
Probably with my ex-husband.
That was it?
Yes.
And other than that, you haven't?
No.
But have you been able to? All right, so let's see. Let's get back to the actual subject here. And that is women have to fake their orgasm 70% of the time. Do you think that number is accurate?
I think it's too low.
You think it's low?
100%.
Really?
100%. And I think that women fake orgasms. They don't need to fake orgasms. They just don't say anything because they have to finish themselves later.
Okay.
You cannot say, oh, I had an orgasm and then I'm going to finish.
That's right.
Yeah. So
that would be
let's
kinda
not
weird.
say anything. Right.
Yeah, that's true. So, all right. So let's say in your past relationships, you've been divorced for how long now?
20 years, probably.
20 years separated or actually legally divorced?
No, 15.
15 years, okay.
11 years divorced.
Okay, so in those 15 years, how many, we'll say, sexual relationships have you had where it became kind of serious and when you're engaging on a regular basis?
6.
6. Okay, over 15 years, that's kind of normal for the dating world these days. But anyway, so with those men, and I'm assuming they're all men, right?
Yeah.
Just kidding, folks.
You already knew that.
Otherwise, I'd have to reconsider my marriage because I personally am not into that kind of stuff. But anyway, all right. So from those men, how many did you fake with?
None, I gotta
None.
say. But if I had nothing to say, I stay quiet.
All right, so that comes to my next question. How many of those men did you have to finish yourself with? Like when you're with those men, how many of them would you have to finish yourself?
So I didn't have a relationship where, yeah, give me a minute, you already finished, let me finish. So no, I didn't do that. I did that at home. So I had a relationship where it was boyfriend, girlfriend kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, we see each other during the weekend and then, I go home.
And then you finish yourself
afterwards. Yeah, I will
so
never
you'd go
do
over
it in
there.
front.
So you go over there on the weekend. He would, get satisfied, but you're not.
Correct.
You'd save it for when you got home.
Yes. To really have one.
Yeah, right, exactly. So then what? My opening statement then is true. Did you have to finish yourself more than 70% of the time?
Oh yeah, I've said I will say that number is too low, and I'll say 90%.
Wow.
That's what women have to deal with.
Okay, so let's get really personal now.
More?
Yeah, let's get really personal now.
Okay.
How can we as men know that a woman did orgasm? What's the telltale sign that you guys can't fake?
Physiologically, there is a reaction that the woman has.
Yeah, because let's face it. Now, when a woman fakes an orgasm, there's usually not the discharge that men have. So it's a little bit of a mystery. And you guys can make. Did you ever see that movie When Harry Met Sally?
Yes, long ago.
And she fakes an orgasm right there at the table. I think it was Meg Ryan who did it.
Okay,
Sitting
I don't
there
remember
with that wasn't Meg Ryan. Maybe it was Meg. I don't remember. But it was Billy Crystal, and they're in the restaurant.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "Oh no, women never fake with me. I make all my women." Oh, she goes, "Yeah, you really think so?"
That's the attitude all men have.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
And then she's sitting there at the table. She's like, and she has an orgasm, or what appears to be an orgasm, right in front of her.
Okay.
She goes through all the histrionics and everything, and then she finishes and goes, "See what I'm talking about?" And he's like, "Okay, point taken." Point taken. So again, you guys can really ham it up and make it seem like you have.
Right.
But
It doesn't show on us like it shows on you.
Exactly. So
Yes.
what's one way that us men can tell?
Well, first of all, if she has had no stimulation, it is no way she's coming. A woman does not come only by penetration.
Yeah,
Period.
most women don't come from penetration.
Yeah, that's what I'm
They
saying.
need clitoral stimulation.
Correct. So if you have only done that as a guy, if you only have been, there, she hasn't. She will not. It's not going to happen.
What do you mean?
Only
Just from
with
intercourse?
penetration. Yeah, only with penetration is not going to happen. If she has not been stimulated, it's not going to happen. And I'm talking clitoral stimulation.
Okay, so
And most men don't know where that is. So go figure. Yeah,
wait a second.
they don't.
They don't.
They brushed over it, and the woman is like, "Please stay there." No, he went through it and passed through it several times, and,
That's
and never paid attention to the
Really?
important part. Yeah,
Just kind of like walking by, taking a bite, and keep on walking, like not just staying there and finishing the whole fucking
something
thing.
like that.
Right.
She needs for you to stay there until she finishes.
All
Because
right,
that's
so-
the part that makes her come.
So let's look at this now. How many men? It's already determined 70% of women have to finish themselves.
Yes.
Now, how many men don't know where the clitoris is?
90% of them.
90%.
Well, remember that my percentage is different than the one that the statistics show. 70% it says that they have to finish themselves. I think it's 90. Therefore, 90% of men don't know where the clit is. 90% of men do not do anything for her at all.
That's horrible.
Yeah, this is when you said the relationship ends when she just doesn't even care to fake it.
Yeah.
When she looks up at the ceiling and she's only counting the minutes and doesn't even care to say, "Oh," nothing, no expressions on her part, she's checked out. She's just waiting for you to do your thing because, she's a good wife, a good partner, or whatever.
Yeah.
But she's definitely checked out.
Really? Wow.
Yes.
I would never have guessed that 90% of men don't know where her, center of her universe is.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very surprised that more than 70% of women have to finish themselves.
They know that the
That's
clitoris
bad.
exists,
Yeah.
but they don't know what it is. And if they know what it is, they don't do anything with it. They feel like, brushing over it one time or probably 3 times during the intercourse. It's
Okay.
enough. It's
Yeah.
not. It's
Yeah.
definitely not.
So basically, the intimacy starts when the man wants it to. It lasts until he orgasms, and then it's
That's it.
over.
Yep.
Thank you, baby. I love you. I
Oh
love
my
you
God.
too. And then
Was it great for you as it was for me?
Yeah.
And she has to say, "Yeah, amazing." No. If he knows a little of physiognomy, a woman physiognomy.
physiology.
Physiognomy.
What is it
Physiognomy.
called?
Yeah, physiognomy.
Okay.
I think-
that's the right word.
If he knows a little bit of it and if he knows what should
Anatomy,
happen for
her anatomy. Yeah, of
Anatomy,
course. Yeah.
he will know that it's no way that she had an orgasm. It's no way.
Okay, but again, I don't think you answered my question.
Oh,
Okay, so you're telling us what is required for a woman to have an orgasm, which is basically stimulation and stay in one spot. But how do we know when you have? How do we know? How could a man know that his wife, boyfriend, whatever, girlfriend, well, not boyfriend, but really did orgasm? There's got to be something for us men.
this might be TMI, but the clitoris is a small penis.
Yeah.
And the clitoris suffers from the same or has the same effect as a penis has.
Yeah.
It gets filled with blood
Yeah.
whenever it's about to come, and then it reacts to it.
Right.
So the guy will notice if the clitoris has been stimulated enough that it's gotten to get filled with blood, and then it will react. Obviously, it won't ejaculate, but she will actually secrete some discharged vaginally whenever she's
But that's
coming.
women get that just because they're excited, not when they're having an
No,
orgasm.
the
I'm sure
amount-
more of it comes out
The
when they're
amount
orgasming.
changes.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, there's no like pulsating, like pounding,
It
whatever.
is.
Right,
The
from the
clitoris-
inside. Right,
the
when you
clitoris will
orgasm,
pound.
huh?
The clitoris will pound just like the dick sorry, just like the
Excuse that,
just like-
folks.
just like the penis will do whenever
She's just in from out of town.
Yeah, right. Yeah, true.
Okay.
Whenever the penis ejaculates,
Yeah.
right, it gets full and
Yeah,
ejaculates.
you have a throbbing sensation
Exactly.
that men
So
feel.
she
yeah.
does exactly. We do the same.
So you
thing.
have the same sensation. Okay, so now in men, it's obvious. Where can we go to feel that throbbing sensation to know?
on the clitoris. If you are
yeah?
paying attention to the clitoris, you will know, and obviously her reaction will change. She's not gonna say only no. She will just go crazy on you.
Oh yeah.
And then you know.
I remember when I watched these films, YouTube videos, where I learned how to a woman's anatomy, and one of the things that the women said on there was, yeah, you need that stimulation. You need to take your time. You need to go in slow. This isn't a race. It's a journey, nice, soft, tender, blah, 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 like that kind of stuff.
Right.
And I have to admit, I mean, of course it does work because, it's one of the reasons why, you and I have such a great relationship. But again, it kind of like makes me wonder, why aren't more men interested in pleasing their partners and pleasing their wives?
Maybe they are interested, but they think that they're already doing what is needed for her to come. But I guarantee you that anybody that is listening to us today, men, if they go tonight and be with their spouses, significant other, whatever it is, and they pay attention to the clitoris, they will have a completely different reaction from her that they have never seen before, and that will tell them. That only.
Well, I don't want this to become a sex education show, but we do talk about relationships and the things that go into relationships to make them better, and also the things that make them fall apart. And I'm a big believer that lack of intimacy will make it fall apart. I believe that, a woman has just as much of a sex drive and a need to be pleased and for a release, we'll call it, than a man.
Yes.
And I don't give a fuck what anybody says. And you're constantly doing this and not pleasing your woman. I'm just wondering, like, how long will that last? How long? Because these are the days, like not when I was a kid, where your mother only talked to one or two other women,
Right.
who may have been of the same mind. Now you got fucking social media. You got guys like me out here talking with you and really like enlightening people and opening their eyes to all these things that go into relationship that are not going in, which is maybe why it's a big reason they're failing.
Right.
They don't really experience that closeness, because number one, men need intimacy, sex to make them feel close. Women need emotional support, being heard, understood, tender, intimate, loving, things like that. That makes them feel closer to their partner.
Right.
And of course, having an orgasm together is the ultimate for two people.
Right.
And that's like what you have today that we didn't have when I was a kid. Now, mothers can talk to
Right.
hundreds and thousands of women. And now they start saying, like, what, are you crazy? If my man treated me like that, I'd be out.
Yes.
This isn't fucking 50 years ago, guys.
Right.
I'm telling you, guys, got to wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
Because if you don't give it to your woman, if you don't satisfy her, and I'm not trying to like threaten anybody or make them worried, but why not? If you love this person, why wouldn't you want them to be completely satisfied all the time in every possible aspect of their life?
Right.
And it's really not that hard. Take the time to learn.
Yes, because imagine, like you said earlier, if you were to have a partner that is not invested in you and doesn't give you intimacy in the way you crave, you'll walk out.
Absolutely.
So imagine if everybody, all guys that are listening to us right now, imagine if your partner were to be lousy in bed, just like you are with her. Imagine her being like that with you. What will you do?
Right, exactly.
You go like, oh my God, you start to crawl the walls.
Imagine this, right? A woman pulls out maybe a toy or something, and the guy is there wanting to be pleased and everything, and she's just taking care of herself. And then she comes and like, okay, thank you. Have a nice day. It'd be like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
Yeah, try doing that to him 7 out of 10 times and see how it works out.
Exactly.
I don't think it's going to be
9 out of 10
9 out of
times.
10 times. I don't think it's going to last very long.
No,
but
definitely not.
maybe something for these women to think about. And also people say, well, she should have a conversation with him to tell him how I like it, what I want.
Yes.
But
yes.
my feeling about that is this: this is how I view it. Like sometimes once in a while I'll go for a massage, and because of how I look, I guess every fucking massage therapist wants to just dig into me to the point where it hurts, and I don't like it like that. And I tell them, look, go a little slow, a little softer. I'm here to relax. This is not therapy for me. This is not therapeutic. I don't have a pulled muscle. I just want to relax.
Right.
And so for a few minutes, she slows down and softens up. But within 2 or 3 minutes, she's right back to what she was doing. Because that's just what she is, who she is.
Right. What she's used to.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I think women, even if they do have these conversations with their men, most men might do it just once. And then that's it. They're going to forget about it because it's not that important to them.
Right.
And then these might be the same guys who are wondering, hey, yeah, my wife's a slut. She started cheating on me. Well, maybe if you paid better attention to her,
yes,
and really got to know her and really got to like be invested and interested in pleasing her, my feeling would be a different story altogether.
Yeah, for sure.
I do.
And I think just to your point, when women start to orgasm fictitiously, they're hurting themselves.
Yeah.
Sit down and have a conversation with your partner and tell them, look, this is what, intimacy for me is. This is what I will expect to get from you, ideally. Just as I am offering to you, please offering to me in the same way in return. So when women do these things, they hurt themselves. They are not making the relationship grow. Quite the opposite. They are making it staggered. So I will advise for any new relationship that is starting, before you have your first session or, after the first session, just say, look, I would like to improve this. Let's grow together intimately.
Okay, but now, what is your guess about the number of guys who would actually respond to that?
If he cares for her, yes.
I agree.
He will.
But you have a person you're very close with. I'm not going to mention her name.
Okay.
And you and I were reading a book once, which really did help our relationship a great deal.
Yes.
And your friend was going through a rough patch, and she wanted to read the same book. She brought it up to her husband. Hey, listen, baby, let's read this book. And he was like, no.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
that to me would make me feel bad. If I went to you and I said, hey, look, baby, you know what? I think this book can really help us out because it helped out my friend. So why don't we read it?
Right.
And you just came back at me with like, no.
Yeah, it's a lousy answer from whatever partner, her or him. Whomever gives you that answer is just lousy. I mean, it's not intending to increase or better the relationship.
Yeah.
The benefit of both of them. They both benefit. It's not like only one-sided.
Of course.
So I don't see why people will be opposed to it.
Yeah. So if you bring up something like a book or something like that or whatever, and that other person just dismisses it, summarily, okay, I see what your attitude is right now. And so would you ever leave a relationship for bad sex because of bad sex?
It used to be a time in my life where I thought sex was more important than anything else.
Yeah.
Then I evolved thinking the opposite. Sex is not as important. Everything that happened outside the bedroom, it's more important.
Yeah.
And then where I am now, it's 50-50. They are both equally important. You cannot go life without the other.
Yeah.
So, I would love for us to be loving, and that's how we are today. And that's why you and I are together and work so well, because outside of the bedroom, it's amazing. And in the bedroom, it's equally amazing.
Yeah, that was one of the things many, many women commented on our the last time we talked about this. And they said, well, you know what? There's a lot that happens beforehand outside the bedroom that would make it more enjoyable for us. In other words, pay attention to us throughout the day.
Yes.
Be involved. Ask us how we're feeling. Give us some affection that doesn't have to lead to sex. And when you interact with a woman like that, you make her feel emotionally safe, connected, and just all around good. And when she can fall into her feminine.
Right.
Without that, if you want to ignore her 23 hours out of the day and only get to her during the 10, 15 minutes you need her, I got to tell you, man, most women these days are just not going to put up with that shit.
No.
And I don't blame them one bit. Because if you only paid attention to me when you wanted sex, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly.
No way.
So that's why both are equally important. You need to attend each other outside. You have to be nice to each other outside of the bedroom and always be communicating.
Yeah.
Once that happens, then everything in the bedroom will just be beautiful.
Oh, I agree.
Yes.
I agree. It's so much more than that. I always say, the intimacy is just a bonus. That's it. And it's not the most important thing, but it is a very important thing because that's the difference between a friendship and a relationship.
Yes.
Fuck, if you're not going to be intimate, you just basically have a roommate.
And that is not only the intimacy, it's touching each other.
Yeah.
The constant, how do you say it? Display of affection.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
like I do with you. Every time I pass you by, I touch your butt.
Yeah. And
Smack it, pinch it, whatever.
And I'm always
tap
holding
it,
your hand, grabbing your arm,
Exactly.
whatever it is. So to me, I've told you this many times. If there is no physical contact, in my eyes, it means like something is wrong.
Yeah,
what's
right.
wrong? We haven't touched each other in 3 hours. What's going on?
Yeah,
It's
right,
something
right,
weird.
right.
The same thing when intimacy is absent. If there is not intimacy, there is no connection, and that's when the two souls actually become one.
I
So if
agree.
you're not having that, or if you're having it, but the guy is doing his thing because it's only physical to him, it's not emotional.
Yeah.
There is no connection either, even though the sex is happening.
Yeah.
There is no connection. So if you don't feel that that's like the two of you are becoming one, it's something missing.
I agree. There's a lot to it. And, when you're, again, when you're intimate, it just makes everything so much better. Everything in the relationship is
100%.
much, much better.
For sure.
But I don't think you answered the question. Would you actually leave a relationship if you had to finish yourself 70% of the time?
I was married for 20 years and the sex was not there.
Right.
Very little. And I never left. So that's the answer.
Yeah, but what about now? That was 20 years ago.
Well, now I have the perfect partner. So no,
Okay,
to
let's
answer
just
your
say you
question,
didn't, though.
if I was with somebody that, I will walk away.
Oh, you would?
Yes, because
Yeah.
it's important to me. Nowadays, I know for a fact that it is needed.
Another big thing, too, is really just being into it, the intimacy and really and I always say it like this. Let's say, are you performing this on someone or are you performing this on me?
Yes.
Now, I could be more crude about it. Like I always say, you sucking a dick or you sucking my dick?
Yes.
That makes all the difference in the world.
It does.
So if a woman goes down on a man and she's just doing her thing, not paying attention to him, to me, I can't be bothered. Leave it. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be bothered because I want you to be with me, not just what you always do to maybe 5 or 10 other men. Fuck that. And I think that women can also feel the same thing from a guy. When a guy goes between your legs and he's just doing what he does without that real passion, you're just like, okay, well, you eating her or you eating me?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like it's just different.
Yeah.
And I got to believe, that most women, I'm not so sure about men, but I believe that most women want that passion. They want to know that when their man is there, he's just like, yeah.
Yeah. It's the
just
best.
ravage her and,
Yes.
devour her
Yes.
in a way that makes her feel like a sex goddess,
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's...
Make her feel that she's the only woman in the world.
Exactly, and that's the passion that would be missing. And I think the only way that passion can happen is if you have a good relationship and there's affection and there's respect and there's communication and you really pay attention to your other partner. In other words, being selfless.
Right. All of that is needed. You know the 5 love languages?
Yeah.
Okay. They always ask you, so which ones are your languages?
Yeah.
Normally people pick 1 or 2 or 3 from them. They are all important.
Yeah, I agree.
They're all important. Pay attention to all of them because even though your partner focuses on 2 or 3, she will appreciate or he will appreciate all of them because they all matter. They all provide something to the relationship that without them, it's like having a friend. Like I hate sometimes when, and I've told you this several times, if you come and give me a hug and then you pat me in the back, I'm not your coworker.
Yeah,
Do not
right.
treat me like one. Treat me like I am, like your wife.
Yeah,
treat
right.
me like I am to you. Someone that you care for and you will die for, ideally.
Yeah.
Hopefully it never happens. But that's the difference. Like you said, are you touching a dick or are you touching my dick?
Yeah,
Make me
yeah,
feel
yeah.
that this is the only dick on earth. Make her feel that she's the only woman on earth for you, because that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, yeah.
Once that other person feels that, she will give it back in return. 10 times
There's a book that I alluded to before, and for anybody out there who's interested in this, there's a book called Love and Respect, and I honestly don't remember the guy who wrote it. But anyway, it's a great book, and it helped me out individually, and it helped us out a great deal. And it really what it teaches is how everything that a woman needs and everything that a man needs, and that it all starts with the man. So if the man is willing and able to give all these things, the woman, if she is a good woman, will reciprocate.
Yes.
And men will like, well, I don't want to be an asshole, but I don't want to be that. Well, you know what? Give it a shot. If it doesn't work out, at least you can walk away saying, you tried. That's the way I look at it.
Right.
You read what he says in that book. If it makes sense to you, and it should, give it a shot. If your woman still behaves the same way and is not willing or open to any kind of changes or anything else like that, then, okay, you could say I tried and just move on. But it's been my experience that most women react favorably to the principles mentioned in that book.
To love. Whenever she's shown love and that you care for her, that's it. She's yours forever.
Yeah,
that's
love and respect, people.
Yeah,
that's the name of the book. You should pick it up. I honestly don't remember who writes it, but I got my copy on Amazon, and I got my wife's copy on Amazon as well. So you might want to check that out. It's a good read, and it helped our relationship. I think it'll help many more as well.
Yes.